Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are taking a look at a fairway driver from Prodigy. We're going to take a look at the extremely flippy F9. Now with the flight numbers, comes in at a speed 8, glide 6, turn -4, and a fade of 0.5. However, I'll warn you that fade of 0.5, it's not really there. But we're going to kick things off by taking a look at the profile and feel, and this thing looks like a UFO. Look at the extreme amount of dome. It just absolutely engulfs the bottom of the disc. I mean, it's when you're having it set on a table, you can't even see the bottom of it. And because it has that extreme amount of dome, it actually fills your hand on backhand, so it feels really comfortable for backhand grips, but for forehand, not really my cup of tea. My subby fingers just can't get a consistent grip. So as we take a look at the flight, you're going to notice I'm not putting up the usual hyzer, flat, or anhyzer angles of throwing the disc on. Instead, it is the power, the percent of power that I'm throwing the F9, because this thing is truly flippy. The only way to get this thing to do anything rather than just turn over or turn into a roller is to throw it on a considerable amount of hyzer at a very reduced power. I mean, let's face it, I don't have the biggest arm out there, and when I throw it on a hyzer at full power, this thing just holds the turn the entire way. It's not even going to think of trying to come back. It just holds that turnover. Once it starts to get on that anhyzer angle, it is just completely gone. And again, it doesn't hold any kind of torque. So with forehand, this is going to be just like a standstill touch shot with the forehand. It's not something I'm going to really use for any run-up. I'm going to be throwing it very, very slow, very smooth with a lot of hyzer to really get it to do anything when it comes to forehand. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot get good distance out of this disc, because since you do have to power down in order to get it to go straight and not just turn over, but it has immense glide to it. So you don't have to throw it very hard, and you're still not really going to sacrifice much distance as long as you can keep it from turning over into a near roller. So that incredible amount of glide definitely makes up for the fact that you have to throw this extremely lightly and with a lot of finesse. So if the F9 is this flippy for a medium arm speed player, who really is this disc designed for? Now I just want to take a moment to thank a longtime viewer of the channel, and I apologize, this was filmed so long ago I don't remember your name, so comment down below so that way everyone can thank you for your assistance. And as you can see, this disc is going to be perfect for junior level players, older players with very, very slow arms, or just very beginning new players. It's going to be a great distance driver that's going to be controllable for them, something that can hold those nice gentle turns. By the way, that smile just says it all. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for the help and for letting me film you throw the F9. Now for this hole, for a lefty, a little bit challenging. I mean, it can be a simple forehand. For right-handed throwers, you have like all this space, you can just throw a simple straight shot with a hyzer. I'm going to reach for the F9, and it's going to make me look like I'm a right-handed thrower, as this thing thrown lefty backhand is just going to go left, and that's all it's going to go. Righties, it's just going to go to the right. Now you have a tight tunnel shot, and this is something, again, if you can control the angle and the power that you throw the F9, it actually is very good for these tunnel shots. Again, you really have to power down, and it is not going to hold extremely straight. It's going to have a little bit of a gentle meandering turn, but you can still make great work of these kind of tunnels. This is a very kind of wide open fairway, but just a very narrow tunnel down at the bottom of the hill. And again, if you just know, hey, it's going to get a little bit of turn and then flatten out when you throw it on a good amount of hyzer at a low power, take advantage of that line. This is just going to be a really great disc in the woods, because as long as you power down, you can shape a lot of shots with it. And when it comes to the plastic types, at least at this point, I've only seen in 400 and 500. 500 plastic's the one you've been seeing so far in the video, but I don't really see there being too much of a difference in regarding flight between the two different plastics. I mean, this disc is just so flippy. So with the lefty lines, I'm comparing the F9 to both two other very flippy discs, the Vortex and also the Diamond. The F9, you can see as soon as it got over on end, it just wanted to hold that turn the whole way, no inkling of coming back. The Vortex, I unfortunately did start it a little more flat, almost in an anhyzer, which it did hold the entire way, but it did try to at least level itself out towards the end of the flight. Same with the Diamond. It has a very similar flight pattern to the F9, where as soon as it starts to turn, get on that anhyzer line, it just started to hold the entire way. Maybe it was because it was thrown just a little bit higher, but unlike the F9, which did not want to come back at all, it just continued pushing on that anhyzer. At least here, again, you can see at the vortex, it wants to start right at the very end. It wants to start leveling itself out to start hyzering, and the diamond, again, holding that nice turnover line, then right about here, it levels out and does want to fight back. I think the major difference between them, the F9 just has no fade whatsoever. Well, if you've seen my in the bag, you know that I am bagging the F9 basically as a longer paradox shot, just something that is going to hold a turn no matter how I throw it, and that's just something I can just trust. Even if I'm having a bad day with throwing on angles or power control, I know this will always turn over. I can always depend on that, and so it can help build that confidence. So sometimes you just need a disc that is this understable. Well, be sure to visit GreatLakesDisc.com. Use that promo code Lefty to save 10%. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Till next time, keep banging them chains.